Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to the room 3. So we completed what might be the last chapter, but I kind of don't believe it. I feel like there's going to be probably some other secrets. We just did the observatory and that was a fairly long chapter. But there's just a lot going on here, in the sense that we have a button here that we don't know how that works, and we have a wax cylinder, and then there's a safe, and then there's a phone or two and a record player, and I mean there's just a lot of stuff going on here that it just does not feel like I'm going to finish the entire game unless there's just a bunch of Easter eggs, and that's all this really is a ton of Easter eggs left. I feel like this is for a puzzle game, a pretty long game so far. So I feel like what we're probably going to have is an attempted betrayal. Oh yeah, there's this that needs a coin, which we don't have a coin. Here's the record player, here's a phone. So yeah, I feel like I'm going to get betrayed by the carpenter, or the creator, whatever his name is. And that he's trying to capture my soul to use as some kind of power source. Seems like all of these engraved pyramids that were used as the logo design. I kind of feel like they did a genius move there by not really having these puzzles pieces actually be a puzzle, instead just having them be key pieces. You can use them as a central visual focus without having to actually make 4 or 5 different pictures or puzzles around a limited sized object. And it seems like what we're going to have here is now the Craftsman's key, which I think is opening another point into the null, and if anything it looks like it is going directly into the null. Alright, well, let's just have a little bit of look here. Like, there's like a door here that we never did anything with. There's a keyhole here that opens to like a drawer that we never did anything with. Let's see. Does this look like there's any kind of reconfiguration that this device can work with? There's another record player here. There's another telephone here. And so I don't know if it really is just a case of possibly there being a bunch of puzzles that they had ideas for and they made 3D models for. I think probably a lot of this is asset flipped stuff anyways. Like, so I don't know why somebody would have gone on to the Unity store and purchased assets for things that don't even get used, unless they were hoping for some kind of like DLC idea. And honestly, I don't feel like this game works that way. We do have a clock that seems like it's moving, but it does seem like it's pretty much just moving at almost random. We have a fire in this room. I don't think there's much else here to have been seen. So yeah, I guess I'd have to check the achievements if this really is the end of the game and see if maybe they just left a lot of things in as like red herrings, or if we're coming back to this castle. So we've been seeing these visions, and now we are brought magically to the top of the castle, and the carpenter said he was going to be here, and that seems to be inaccurate, or at least he said he was going to be at the end, so maybe we are not quite at the end. They've woefully underused the lens technology, which, okay, fair enough. They didn't have to get rid of it, and they didn't have to use it. So, I'll take that as a victory. Let's see. Well, let's see if that fits with on top of that. I think the answer is probably no. We've got a couple of platforms. I think we start everything by putting that in there. And it looks like we're going to have what is some kind of model again. We've seen one model already, so it wouldn't be surprising at all to see another model of the general area around here, or something else. Looks like this is probably going to project a doorway, and it looks like this is what we should be focusing on. There's a lot of clicking though. Still a lot of clicking if you're playing this on Steam or PC versus playing this on a cell phone where you don't get any clicking. So I think we have to start somewhat here. Well, that's not what I meant to click on. It's just a ton of stuff. There you go. Well, we know that's a piece. Here's something. Metal ring. Metal ring probably goes here to open this. Now, interesting, they brought the screwdriver with me, and previously we've not been allowed to bring tools with us, and we don't have the wax cylinder, but we do have the screwdriver. And this seems like this is a fairly complicated locking system. Alright, let's see. What do we want to do? Lock, say that one, and then find the next one, and then find the next one. Doesn't feel like these were very well lined up. They're going in between, but you can kind of get off the exact center. So we just activated some kind of laser, and it took us out of that immediately. Thank goodness. So we know that that's not going to be a problem. And that knocked it down a thing with light. And now we've got more things to do, which, right. we block that, that knocks that down, and then that starts a projection of an animation. And that opens this. So now we have another mirror. And so then the question, I guess, comes down to, are we supposed to be moving this mirror or attaching a mirror here? I mean, there's a little panel here. There's a shape on the back of it. So, have we seen that shape somewhere? Guess it goes here. Okay. Then does that mean we move this? I guess it does. We're kind of back to the same point where we were before, where we're moving through these puzzles in near breakneck speed. I can't say I hate that. It's not a terrible thought. Let's see. So these parts don't seem to do anything. This part seems to rotate some, but not all. Okay, so we want all 4 lasers to point in the right direction, which means we're gonna have to screw up a few of these. There we go. So now we've got a red laser projecting, and that raises another thing, and we're seeing that image. And yeah, this is kind of what I thought might happen in this game, is that this whole thing might just turn into, oh, it was all a dream. There was certainly a possibility that that was the way this was going to play out. Let's see. This feels like a handle, but doesn't feel like I can swing the handle, whereas I've been able to swing other handles. This feels like a handle. Yeah, I'm not sure if we are supposed to go through the door or if there's something else we've missed. Are we coming back to this area, or is this just the bad ending if you don't have, like, clearly 2 other collectibles? They do certainly have a way of making basic geometric shapes feel very evil, and the null feels very evil, considering how it seems to be kind of a malevolent, like, energy being or something. So we're back where we were. There's a note here, let's read it. Congratulations, you found the center of my labyrinth. That may feel like a victory, but it leaves you further from freedom than you ever have ever been. If it is any consolation, you were not the first, and you will be far from the last. Know that every single turn led you to this point. As you like puzzles so much, I have one final riddle for you to occupy your eternity. What's the difference between a maze and a labyrinth? Well, the difference between a maze and a labyrinth is all paths in a labyrinth lead towards the center. a maze, only one path. Has only like one path to the exit to maybe one path to the center, maybe not. But how can I expect you to answer when you cannot tell a room from a prison? Question mark. They really painted themselves in a corner. Certainly. Though. Nice little cutscene. And you can definitely see the reason why the fourth game in this series was an origin story. Although they made it feel fairly obvious that, yeah, he was a bad guy. Congratulations, you completed the room 3 for the first time and witnessed the aftermath of your actions. However, there are alternate endings for you to discover. You can now use Change Your Fate button on the main menu to revisit Grey Home. Only by using the mysterious artifacts hidden by the Craftsman can you earn the power to alter your destiny, which is interesting. And I did not spend 17 hours, 11 hours and 17 minutes playing the game. But I have had it running that long. Okay, so change your fate now. You experience 1 of 4 endings. Use only by using the mysterious artifacts within Grey Home can you alter your destiny. From this point on, there are no more hints available. Your task remains. The tasks remaining are yours alone. Okay. So where is this going to put me? Because if this puts me like really at the beginning of the game, that'd be annoying. Right. So I guess a basic question would be, what happens if we just put this back there? Or put that there? Nothing. Okay. These notes have already been opened. Alright, well, let's go back in here where we started. And let's look around and see. Nothing. According to this, we are in chapter 2. Interesting. Hey, look at that. There is some item, something that opens this path. What's this note? It's quite painful to watch how you blunder to and fro, half blinded by those crude lenses you stumbled upon here. I think we already read this from the Craftsman. Is there possibly something else we missed? There's all kinds of objects, but I don't think I can move any of the objects now. Right, well, that's first room. It kind of sucks that there's no more hints, though. That's going to be a problem. Although I think it also is worth probably indicating that looks like there might be a secret passage back behind here. If there's a way to put out the fire. I don't know if there's really a way to go back to the previous areas, and I don't think there is a reason to go back to the previous areas. But there certainly is a lot of room for mistakes. A lot of room for things we missed. We have a key. Interesting. So there's a whole bunch of stuff on the desk here that I forgot about. And then there's a bunch of stuff over here. And then, yeah, we can see this. It's movable, but I don't see anything else. It would really suck if I have to wait like 5 minutes. But you know what? I'll go look in another room and I'll come back in 5 minutes. There's also a passage over here that was never opened, and there's also a passage over here that looks like it would have been something. What else did we miss? They specifically said not to spend too much time in this library. I think there was probably some trickery in that. If these are just red herrings, and there actually is no way to interact with any of these, it's going to be very annoying. But it is possible. Whole bunch of stuff up high I never looked at. We had... She seems familiar somehow. Found a small mechanism. Interesting. That turned into a key. Alright. Alright. So I never looked in there to see if there was a token. I just made the dumb assumption that I needed a token. This literally is moving at the speed of time, isn't it? So I've got like 2 more minutes, so we'll just hang out around here and we'll hope that this key works here. I don't know how you end up with 4 endings this way though, because it kind of feels like you're gonna have why is it now showing like an ink stain on the floor? Well, this door's locked tight, and I apparently cannot pick up the inner lining of the drawer. and I don't see anything. There is stuff spilled written on the floor. Yeah, let's just wait. Now, I guess maybe there's a high chance that this is actually something that opens every 15 minutes. That would be much more reasonable than at midnight every time, or at the o'clock spot every time. So the key got used to unlock one thing, and then we lost the key, which stinks, because there definitely was another place where a key could have potentially been useful. Come on, we're just seconds off. Of course, this is gonna really suck if this door doesn't just automatically open. There we go. 4, 1, 2. Okay, so 4, 1, 2. And that gives us another crystal, which we know where that goes. Alright. This crystal doesn't work in a different place. Is my one question I want to check. Right, well, there's more puzzle here. Okay, this looks like something would swing out, but I guess maybe it's only on this side. Must slide out, drag out, swing in some way. Nothing feels like it has any motion. Up and down, left and right. Clearly there is something there. But how do we handle that? And see, when you're back behind the desk, you can't even see any of the spilled invisible ink. Alright, well, let's move on to the next thing and see how this goes. Which would be this one, right? Doesn't this take us to... Nope, that's not the one I wanted to go to. Must be this one. Okay. We have a crystal. We knew that there was possibility of there being more use for the crystal. I don't think I can put that on there. I don't think I can put that on there. But maybe, since I put that crystal there, there's something else. Wouldn't there have to be another crystal either in the library room or in the other room? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. No. When I look around, I can't see behind me. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I actively unsolved that puzzle with the possibility and the thought that there might be something I missed. Nope, that didn't seem to do anything. And we still don't have anything that would really work with these two devices. Is there possibly something somewhere in the background? Or something over here? Or something over here? Or maybe even something on the floor. Okay. Let's go back to the library. We found something new in the library. I think we might find something else new. Can we shut this? Yes. And we can get the ball back? Or can we not? We shut the book. And then last time I just took it. And in here, there was this thing that had the empty wax cylinder piece. It does move. So if we put the wax cylinder on it, then we try to use the screwdriver to scratch it. Interesting, I can't turn the lens on when looking down the hole for some reason. There needs to be something here that I missed. I think that's the core of it. But I can't see anything. I have a blank wax cylinder. We can put the blank wax cylinder. We can take this. And it won't play. We could... I think I tried to put it in the fire before and I don't think that worked. But I do think that there is something to this idea that has to happen. We can't flip the switches and turn the lights off, so it's not a mist-like solution. Hey, there's definitely some markings. Yeah, I wonder if we are getting more and more paint markings to indicate help, or if the paint markings were always there. See, this would take me up to another area, which we should go check, I guess. If this took us to a different section, if you could like manipulate any of that, that would be weird. If there was an entirely whole different area. Let's see, we've got map and table. Is there something on the table that we missed? Anything over in that corner? Anything over here in the maps? Or the books? Could we use the screwdriver on the hinges? See, here is a thing. But how does this thing work? Track is running along the banister. There's a track running along the banister. Which means that there is something that's supposed to move it. Probably I need like a chain or something to tie to the safe. Still a boarded up window. Still nothing. Nothing in the shelves. I don't think anything out the windows. That would be really crazy if it was a secret thing out, just slightly out of view while looking in a window. But, you know, it might be. Then you have this thing that doesn't seem to react to anything. So I don't know what that's supposed to be. Is it's too decorative to be its own thing. But then it also doesn't seem like it would respond to anything. This game seems like it occasionally makes sound effects to just randomly plays sound effects, which certainly doesn't help much. Okay. You have a suspect brick, but no way you'd really be able to interact with it. So there's stuff up there, for sure. But it's not stuff that I think you can do anything with. And you can't just like stab a elevator, stab a screwdriver down. We'll give this a little culture try. We'll bring it up to this point, and then do that again, then that, and then that, just to see if perhaps there was a secondary area. This is the point where you really do need the hints, though. It's kind of ridiculous for the game to tell you now is the time we're not giving you hints. I absolutely need hints. And I kind of do feel like there's no solution that would involve going through here. Is there possibly something more in this room, though, that I've not looked at? We have the footsteps coming out of this area. We'll just double check. Can I put the wax cylinder in the fire? No. Is there actually any logical reason to go back to where we've been? Yeah, once again, you have something here that feels like it should be clickable or twistable or in any way adjustable, and it's not working. We opened this, we found the key in this area. Nothing happened. Oh, there it is. Secret drawer. I knew there was a secret drawer. Just didn't know how to find it. So maybe we're back on track now. July 30th, Maggie Cox was a charlatan, and there was no such thing as a spirit medium. Everything she believed in was a lie. I know this for a fact. I concocted the lies. How is it then that she alone can resist me? If she will not rest in the prison I have built for her, I shall build one deeper still. Key. And over here. We've got another switch. Which, yep, I knew that was going to be something. Maggie Cox must have been a character in the second game. July 23rd. The house is turning in on itself, warped by the null. I find myself forever traveling in circles down corridors that turn back on themselves. I use the doorway machines to bypass the maze, but the crystals the crystals run low on energy. Jeez, can I read or not? I must find a new power source soon or I'll be forever trapped. So maybe that's how he escaped. Now let's ask a question. If I double click on these notes, do you use the lens to read them? No, you don't. Here we've got a puzzle. Nice simplistic puzzles again. Not bad. Not bad at all. Now we have a token, and that brings us back to the medium. Alright. So this isn't just a short, oh, if you find a few extra particularly hard things, you'll get a different story. There's a whole extra hour, at least, I would say, of gameplay going on here. Let's look at the token before we opt to put it in the machine, because, yeah, that token could potentially be used somewhere else. And you see robotic hands here, but I wouldn't be surprised if this really is Maggie. Like, we already saw one skull. And was change your fate was the idea here, so maybe we're changing our fate now. We're getting a crank wheel. I saw a place for that. He deceives you. Yeah, thanks for telling me. We already know. I guess the idea would be that we may have found that before everything else. But yeah, I don't think so. The odds of you finding that before the first ending seems fairly low. Alright, we need to go this way, I believe. Yep. This little crank wheel looks like it fits here. To open a whole nother area. Yeah, and hopefully it's not too large of an area, because I'm not really expecting a whole nother chapter. I'm expecting the different endings to be the remaining chapters. Let's see, can we use a screwdriver in that? July 27th, the interfering friend of AS continues to ask questions, and I should have liked to ask a few of my own. How did they overcome the null? How much energy resides in the brilliant soul of theirs? It would take the last dregs of my energy I have stored to bring them here, but they might also be the key. I have no choice but to take the risk. So apparently he's pretty much out of energy. I'm not going to make the same mistake twice. I'm going to make sure I look at every single thing. And I guess a flathead screwdriver is not good enough for that. We have some power conduits that don't seem like they do anything. So let's flip something. Well, we want to get to 17, so 11 plus 4 plus 1 would be 16. So let's see. 8 plus 4 would be 12, plus 5 would be 17. So I think we could do this and that. I think that's good enough. And then 31. I think you're probably going to need 8 then. 8, 16. 16 times 3. Ooh. 11 times 3. 10 times 3. It's got to be something times 4, doesn't it? 7, 14, 21, 28. 28 plus 3 would be 31. I think we can go ahead and put these up. Okay. See, this is interesting because this is the only math puzzle we've done in the game. And you would think that they would have had at least one main math puzzle in the main game if they were going to do something like this. Alright, 30. We've got times 2. Or times 5, so. Okay, well, 2 times 2 is 4, plus 4 is 8, plus 3 is 11, minus 5 is going to be the minimum, plus 2 would be 8. Okay, that's not going to work. We could do 2 times 5 equals 10. Plus 4 plus 3 is 17, minus 5 is 12, plus that would be 21. Anyway, so now we just need a difference of, let's see, 9, which would be that, right? Look at this. 2 times 5 is 10, plus 4 is 14, plus 12 is 26. Minus 5 is 21, plus 9 is 30. Kind of a complicated math problem that could go somewhat awry if I was misinterpreting the order in which the math was being done, but I don't think it was. It says library. Okay. Good to see. What am I supposed to do in the library? Other than, I guess, maybe go back and check the library, which we are fairly well bouncing between the library and other places. In all fairness, the study feels fairly like the library is everything else. It's just the library has slightly more Oh, I now know how this whole thing works. 1795. Which lets me put this on that. Take that. Put that in there. Alright. Let's try this again. Alright, well that sucks. We're gonna have to run all the way back. We have this little key. Where did that go? It went into the top of the box in this room. So, yep, cross-shaped key goes in here. All of them lock. Seriously? Alright, well, this, then this, then this, then this. We now have another token. Interesting. And can I change any of this? No. What was it? 1746? I hope that's the right number. Because I'm gonna take a brief journey this direction and see if this phone is unlocked now. It is. So 1746. That's not right. And we need this record to play. We still don't seemingly have a way. And so we had found that note before, so that was already a hint. Not just unlocked. We'll try 1726. But I could be off on the last digit. Yeah. And I still don't really know how to get the record to play. But I think that is what we're supposed to be doing, is getting the record to play and then recording it on the wax cylinder and then playing back the wax cylinder in the other room, which, let's see, 1795. Ooh, it was really off there. I'm a little interested to see if this means this is the ending that I'm going to get, and because of that I can't skip to the next ending, so I might very well be just left with a situation where either this gives me the imprisoned ending a second time, which that would suck, and not make a lot of sense, because then we need infinite number of tokens. Or this is now the ending we have, is escape. Crank handle. Okay. We are approaching the end of what I think I can do. 1795. So, I'm not sure how you get the other two endings. Is this even the right direction? No, it isn't. Need to go this way. Right. We put the crank handle here. And there needed to be a better prompt saying that this was the crank handle. Then we need to go 1795. Then we may have a timing issue, so we should run to the library. Which, you know, at this rate, we've kind of solved, I think, as much as they may let us solve. The funny thing about wax cylinders now is that compared to vinyl, they were even worse, and vinyl was not particularly good as far as a medium that lasted well in the heat, or lasted well without taking damage from even the tiniest of speck particles. And CDs were pretty easy to scratch too. It wasn't until we went full digital did we finally have something that... What if this plays it the same way or plays it backwards? So it plays the music, it spins around, and it shows, opens the curtains. Now we're gonna see some jump scare with creepy people in the audience. A breakthrough. The portal remains stable, but only to look through. Touching the things causes the image to fade. Need more power if I am to pass physically to the other side. The landscape is beyond extraordinary. Right. We still can't get this out. Interesting. Find that strange, because I felt like there was going to be a way in which we were going to wedge this. Alright, so we want to play a little bit careful here. And so I think what we want to do is probably, like, we can't save the game, right? So we probably just want to end without using this next token and go and see if this gives us the same ending. and whether we have to really solve the puzzle or this just is going to, like, because it could be that going to this actually is not the solution to escape at all, and once you're in this area you're just doomed. Or it could be something very different. I guess the question will kind of quickly become, how quickly can you solve this puzzle? Let's go ahead and just do everything the way we did it before. This kind of feels like a lot of repeated content, frankly, if this was the goal. Let's hit that, swing down here, hit that, swing in the middle since I overshot it, line up that. I don't see any way you solve that puzzle any differently. It's a different symbol. Then you do that much to move it further. And then you get the different symbol again. Then you've got this mirror. And it goes there. Then that gets put out of the way. Then we have to go in here and we have to solve this puzzle again, which, let's see, we'll start with that and then we'll do this and then that. And unless there was some other way to solve the puzzles that we've seen here, the only thing I could think is that the null might open a different passage. Interesting, that spins, but there's not like any other secret panels, unless I'm supposed to take a screwdriver to this. And over here, I don't see anything. And over here, we have an object that would fit there, and it is missing. An object that would fit here, and it's missing. And there's no way back. You're getting hints again. 228. Any reason to not read the note? Or try and look at any of this? Nope. So yeah, that feels like that's the exact same ending. So it does seem like you pretty much get the same ending regardless if you go through the final door. So how does one escape or change your fate? That's... yeah, I don't know what the other door would be, and hopefully I don't have to redo all of that. Yeah, that was still the imprisoned ending. So change your fate. Continue. Hopefully it saved all the progress we had. Yes, it did. Alright, so I guess I should just not be concerned with putting in another coin. See, I may have to restart a whole... I may have to restart if I'm gonna try and get like every ending. I may have to restart the chapter. And but I couldn't imagine a place like a door that would have been open now. Because we haven't seen but maybe one door in the entire game. Escape, release. Now we have a mechanical device. Where does this go? I have no idea. I want to go over here and see if maybe this applies to something up in that area. Unless this attaches right here. Like a valve. Could this attach to that? Yes. Cool. Oh, and this is the room. This is looking at the room from above. Interesting. We'll see if we can get a key symbol that lines up. Now we have a key. I think I know where that key goes. Let's just double check that this is locked. So I guess if I figure out this exit, I probably might have a door somewhere that just did open and I could have escaped. I just don't know where it is. Like, let's see. Let's just take a moment to look down this path and see if there actually might be a way to escape. Even if you got out of the building, though, would you get out of the island? Can't change any of these, so it's always going to just send power to the library as far as the telephone switching, or yeah, I guess it may be an in-house telephone switching system. And over here, like, you could have really just crawled out the window and wrapped up the curtains. Yeah, don't see a doorway. Alright, well, let's move on. We're probably going to go a little bit longer than average. I'm going to have to come back in here and solve this again because I messed it up. This was a frustrating puzzle in the fact that it was so incredibly simplistic, and then you just weren't going to ever find the key for it. Just basically teasing the player. So effectively it's a red herring, but in a game that seemingly seems to have no other red herrings, that's annoying. Right. Yeah, I think this is a door, but I can't even double click to get close enough to it to check if it is. Turn that. It's a lot of turning. I turned the key, but nothing unlocked. Interesting. So a little bit more of a challenge than at first appearance. Coming in from an angle. Here we go. Inside the key was a handle. And that secretly pushed something. Is that all we needed it to do? Or no, we need to rotate it again. Well, this is quite the extra challenge. So we need to rotate that much, I think. I gotta say, I'm having a great time with this game. Like, no difficulty spikes really, except for maybe to find the escape exit. Nothing here that I'm finding like super annoying or anything. We had a brief kind of abridged experiment compared to something like Myst, and I'm happy with that. Okay. Now, I don't think that key is ever going to come out, and I can't double click on anything, so I think I've done everything. Yeah, so often I'll play a puzzle game and I'll enjoy 80% of it, and then I'll just have a nightmare of a time trying to figure out the remaining small percentage, 10-20%. Yeah, and apparently I'm just gonna use the key, use the last token. Unless... I suppose this is worth a try, at least. We'll come to the center here, and we'll see what happens if we try to put this here or this here. Nothing. Okay. So I half suspect that the fortune teller is lying to me, and it's hinting that there's ways to escape, and there really isn't. I still don't know what the point of the screwdriver is. So theoretically this would be the last ending, and I've just missed the other two. And we're kind of out of things. There's the safe. Lost. We have an object finally. Suppose it was probably not guaranteed that all of these would turn into good endings. We have a mysterious artifact. Right. So we have a mysterious artifact here that will, I think, can be opened at the end of the puzzle. The final place. Meanwhile, what have we still not been able to get? I think this doesn't fit here. This doesn't fit here. And we cannot get this out. And this will just not open. I should give it the college try, I suppose, to see if I could turn the power back on any of these. Let's see, will these devices power up? No. They are done forever. So it feels like there's nothing in the study. Feels like there's nothing in the little dungeon. It feels like there's a safe upstairs in the area that is above where we are right now. But there feels like there should be a crystal somewhere that I've just missed. And kind of feels like there should be a whole thing, like whole 2 more doors, but maybe those were going to be like DLC, and honestly I'd have a hard time justifying paying for DLC on this. Is there any chance at all that this doesn't belong in the final area? I don't think so. So, to the final section we go again. And we'll just solve the puzzle as we did again. Because I still don't think that there's any different way to do this. Come on. That goes there. Kind of wish we could skip some of these cutscenes, but nope. No dice on that one. Notice how the camera flies right where this object is. These two items will work together, but not at the moment. Do I lose this object? I mean, I kind of do. Because I get the laser going. And then it locks into place. You do this, and it just tosses you out. Alright. We may also just end the series with me not figuring out the final few steps and having to look it up. Let's see, can I use the screwdriver to get that ring back? No. Which inherently, I think, means we may not have all the objects we need. So I guess those are light, like motors, for lack of a better description. Wonder if I could come over on this side and double click on that. Nope. I don't think putting the mirror to point the other direction would have accomplished anything anyways. And here we go. We want this, and then this, and then this. See, that just opens to what looks like the exit, but is actually the trap. We can go here. We can put it not on that one, but on this one. Okay. And what does that do? I guess we're gonna go in here and maybe focus another laser beam image. Interesting. I think it starts shooting at the top. And then I think I have to spin it counterclockwise to match. Interesting, he's giving me hints again. That's a different kind of timing puzzle. And that pressed the box and that changed the door. Alright. Is there any other thing? So there's clearly like some... Can we press the button again? Nope. Okay. So somewhere there is another device that would have gone here. And that would have given us a third ending. But there's 4 endings, so there has to be some other thing that we do to release the null. Let's see what this ending is. And I'll have to think about it real hard whether I want to actually try and get to the other 2 endings. So the null's trying to grab you. And you jump into a boat. Trying to escape via boathouse. Very Bioshock Infinite like in the ending. And so the null destroys everything, much like I think what happened at the ending of the second game. And maybe you escaped and maybe you're free. Let's see. Must have poured over 1,000 maps. Gray's home isn't just gone, it never existed. I sometimes doubt my sanity and others are starting to agree with me. The quest can only land me in the asylum. This quest can only land me in the asylum. No matter, I find curiosity has lessened its grip on me, and life's other interests are returning. Whatever it was that drew me was gone. I can sense it no longer. I finally feel free. Was there ever a source of the null, or was it always just a bait in the trap? I know now that I will never know, and that that knowledge is sweet, sweet joy. Okay. So we got escape that time. Interesting. You've completed the room for a second time and seen the consequences of your actions. There are still alternate endings to discover. You've changed your fate. Alright. Continue. I assume that this is going to just land me where I was. So we're looking for a crystal. There's symbols all over the place now. And I don't think those symbols were the same symbols. See, that was supposed to be lost. Or at least in theory, I was supposed to have been able to have gotten the lost ending at this point. That's my thought, at least. I'm gonna try something here. I'm gonna just do this and then do that, just to see if, you know, it somehow opened up to yet another floor. Because that certainly would be the weird part about this, would be if it turned into a puzzle that had a whole different area. Well, let's look down here and continue rotating this direction, and we see nothing. All the way over here. Is there possibly something we should be seeing? Nope. Does this do anything still or yet? This isn't the most delicate chandelier I've ever seen. Interesting. Yeah, if there was a way to potentially move the chandelier, that would be cool. But how? I don't see any device like that. And whatever this is, it just does not seem to respond to anything. Nor does it seem to have any prompt or anything else. So I don't know how you free the null. What happens if you try and move this while it's moving? Seemingly nothing. I just have a hard time believing that there's anything in this room. And there wasn't like a chip or something to click on, some kind of trick. Wasn't some kind of puzzle or something. Yeah, if the null gave me some new item, that would be interesting. There's just kind of nothing here. I think I'm gonna have to go look up a walkthrough and just do this off screen. But overall, I still am very much in the position where I totally enjoyed this experience. I don't feel like I've been shortchanged in any way or mistreated as a player in any way just because I happen to have overlooked the two things that I think are still secretly hidden around here. That there is definitely possibilities that somewhere around here is something rather obscure and really, really well hidden. And that's why I can't find it. Let's see. Was there perhaps something else? Nope, I can't twist that anymore. I wouldn't be surprised if there's just something that's kind of hidden. Like visually hidden. Just in a really dark room. Really dark corner of a room. And that's why I can't find it. This has a different pattern on top, has a triangle pattern here, has this here. And see, if this was the laser projector, which I guess it is, and that's that, and the pattern on top kind of looks like the model, but there's kind of no way to get back into the model. Right? Let's see. If I wanted this to work, I'd have to come over. Flip the switch is already flipped. These switches don't flip. This device won't open. There's almost certainly not yet another thing in the desk. Although if there is, I would stink. And then I feel like there might very well just be a crystal somewhere that I've missed. But I don't know what the crystals would even do. Because you had this device here. It wants the ball. And only the ball. I can't get the ball. I just can't get it out. I wonder if the game is halfway glitched. Honestly. Is there something else? Maybe on the floor? Because we've done like everything else. The only solution that makes any sense is we gotta find the one thing that has screws that you would need to unscrew, which could just be anything. Just absolutely anything. There's a lot of stuff here. This does feel like this should be a puzzle in itself. And yet, yeah. kind of missing something. So unless this releases, was there a trick to this? Here, here, and here. Why would the book lock and the ball not release? Just look around carefully. It even is showing that same symbol. Interesting. So we know that's that. Is there a secret release valve or button anywhere? Right. This is what we need. And yet every double click, every drag, every swipe seems not to want to release it, even though the book is locked, and this would be the time for it to let me have it and pick it back up. Is no secret writing. We can see that that is the hint. So all kinds of symbols, and it looks like these symbols are indicating a few things. Like there's that symbol, there's that symbol, there's that symbol. If these in this middle were supposed to indicate something, I don't know what. Past, present. Should we break the glass with this? Yeah, I just don't have a clue. Yeah, either I glitched something, or there's something you can do that I'm not seeing that would move some of these components, which that feels like that there is a whole puzzle here. Just I don't think we have the piece that's ready for it yet. So, I guess we'll just leave it at that. Like, I probably could spend another 10 minutes. Certainly trying things and walking around looking for things, but honestly I think I'd prefer to just use an achievement guide and solve it that way. There's seems to be probably 2 or 3 more puzzles that I've missed, but overall that's my experience for the Room 3. I liked it a lot. I would probably at this point recommend everybody take the extra time to play the Room 1, the Room 2, and the Room 3 somewhat back to back instead of waiting 6 months to a year in between each game. Which goes to say, when it was originally released, each game did have probably 6 months to a year of time in between them. But I feel like the story was better here. I feel like the puzzles in the third game were better. At a certain point, I think they're going to have to just ignore the fact that it's called The Room, and they did pretty much that in this game, and eventually just turn it into a puzzle adventure game. I wish there was voice acting. I wish the graphics were slightly better, but that's about the only things I can complain about. That's it for this series. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.